As for the computing power in itself, I actually find it pretty okay. You sort of have the general gist on how I do this. So in essence, what I'm doing here, when obviously, as you can see, what are you doing, man? As you can obviously see, I am harvesting this field. For those of you, now the harvester driving itself. Not entirely, but I got a great deal of help. Yeah, nicely done, Michael, hitting the pole. I don't have certificate. What the fuck? Oh, I know. Shall we guess? Maybe I should take that in as well. The what's it called? Pipe? Yeah. Maybe I should stick the pipe in. Hi, and well, welcome back. As you can see here, I've done some off-camera work. I actually tried to mow the lawns I have around here. As you can see, I didn't do a particularly good job, and there's still spots and pieces around. I think it's pretty hard to mow the lawn nicely with all of these trees standing around, but that is definitely something that I'm going to do as off-camera work. The plan for today is to get this field here. Our fields, they are ready to be harvested, as you can see here. Yeah, wait a second, I'm going to turn off the grass again. I just want to see where it was, because otherwise this will be way too... yeah, no. Here it was. So as you can see, our fields are ready to be harvested. So what we need in order to harvest our fields is that we first need to get to the tractor and then pick up our wagon here. Now I'm pretty sure that you can attach 2 wagons in a row. That would make it a lot easier to get around with, but for now I'm just going to use the tractor as it is, or use the tipper as it is. Also, I have turned down the volume on my microphone and also on the engine sound and in general the sounds inside this inside the game. So I hope that there's I've noticed that on one of my videos what I say is pretty hard to distinguish, and the video that I did before this one here, I am too loud actually. I sound like I'm yelling into the mic instead of just, well, talking plainly. Oh yes, some other things that I changed. As you can see here, I switched, you can see this. No, let's start from an end. So let's find the mowers. They are here. Where are they? There. So the Pottinger NovaCat X8 has a width of 8.4 meters, and this has a width of 3 by 1. That's not important. But the thing is that the tools I use to both tether and windrow needs to be wider than this. So this is 8.4, and this tether here is 12.5, so it's definitely wide enough. Perhaps too wide. I need to check the shop. Let's see, tethers. No, there's no real difference. Then this is too narrow. So yeah, we need to go with this and hope it works out, because I have this. Where was it? My windrow. Yeah, let's just look at the garage. So the first windrow I had used a. Let's see. There they were. It was this one. Had a width of 14.2 meters, so it's much wider than this. But like I said, my initial idea is that my windrower just have to be larger than 8.4 meters. And this is 9.3, so it should work. Otherwise we're going to see what happens. Alright, the next thing that I wanted to look at was my harvester. Need to go back. Actually not the harvester itself, but the head. So we are going to go for sunflowers and corn, so we need this Quasar F4 header here. So let's get that attached. I actually think that I got it attached. In order to have animals we need to feed them, particularly cows. You need to have this full ratio mix or whatever it's called. I can't remember what name it has. But you need to have that in order to feed your cows to give them optimal conditions. And also you need hay for the bedding, and you need I'm not sure you actually need grass for the cows. I can figure that we can look at that when I've done this round. As with the other videos, I'm not going to show you my entire process of harvesting because that would take up most of the time. Depends on how long the video is, I will edit it out. I think this is a neat little trick to just go around like this. So let's get this field harvested. That must be a graphical glitch, that I have sunflowers appearing out of nowhere. Or I am the most lucky man ever found. Alright, also in the last video you saw a lot of stuttering and lagging and so on and so forth, you know, that drill. And I think I have a probable... yeah, it's a graphical glitch. I think I have a probable diagnosis, an initial diagnosis as to why this is happening. I think it's simply because my computer only has 4 gigs of RAM. Yes, I know, it's a pretty old computer. It's a Core 2 quad. As for the computing power in itself, I actually find it pretty okay. It's not super fast, that's definite. And compared to an i7 8 core with lots of more RAM, which will probably be my next computer when I have the financial means. I will get that. So if some of you are new to this game, you can, of course, you can use my gameplay here as inspiration on how to how to get started and how to play the game and so on. And you can also share the experience of learning the game with me. But if don't take my videos as sort of an instruction how to perform this game. First of all, there are many ways to perform this game and perform it well, to play it. I have certainly learned that much so far. But also, like I said, I'm a beginner, so I can't teach you how to play it because I have to learn how to play it myself. What I can tell you is that I really like this game. I like this game because there's a lot of options in it. And it's, in essence, it's a different kind of survival game. Yeah. Not survival like in your life, but survival in economy, but nevertheless, yeah. And it gives me, I think, a fair amount of challenge. But yes, let's get this field done, and then I will get back to you. Yeah, I think I will edit some parts of it out. You sort of have the general gist on how I do this. So in essence, what I'm doing here, when obviously, as you can see, what are you doing, man? As you can obviously see, I am harvesting this field. For those of you who have just woken up, that information you get quite freely from me. No. I think the general way to do this is to sort of zigzag. So I can show you on the next round what I mean. So you sort of, yeah, let me show it to you here. So you go out like this, and then you make a real sharp turn around. I'm not sure I got enough. Yeah. And then you lower the heads. And I would say this strategy works pretty well when you have a lot of headroom. If it's a relatively flat field that you have, you can do this. You can definitely do this because you have a lot of headroom to turn around. And there are fields also on this map where you can actually do this pretty well. But here I don't have that much room, and to be honest, even though this harvester is really, it is actually quite nimble. I wouldn't actually say that it can turn on a dime. So that is why I figured that instead of just turning around in sharp corners like you do when you sort of zigzag back and forth from one end of the field to the other, I go outside inwards. So I sort of take the field from both sides. Now, if you have a better idea, a better suggestion, I am definitely willing to entertain it, as like I said, I am completely beginner. And also I have installed the GPS mod, and going to spend a little bit of time learning how to use it, and that I have, as far as I've seen, can definitely help you, because then the GPS will keep you on track and sort of turn you around like you should. But as far as I know it, it is still depending on you to know sort of exactly where to turn around, because it will only turn for you. I don't think it will pick the point where you can turn. But I will finish this field here, and then I'll get back to you when we have to unload the harvester. Alright, so I can't actually remember how much my tipper can take. I think it's 12,000 or 21,000, something like that. So I think 2 solid, maybe 3 solid, yeah, maybe it's 18,000. I think we are going to get the entire field in one load. Alright? Yeah, you can go inside and get a cup of coffee. Your work is done for now, so go relax a bit. You've been up early, so see you. So I just wanted to show you this. Obviously, as you can imagine, not remember, imagine that when we when we have harvested a certain amount of the field, then we get to a point where there's no real advantage in going going on that particular route, so going from outside to the middle, inward to the middle. So at this point here, I think the best solution is to take it as you normally do, in zigzagging back and forth until you have harvested the last bit. But I think I haven't timed it, but I do think the outside-in method, it is faster. I think that. But I can harvest it, sorry, harvest it, yeah. I can time it at some point, off cam, of course. It has real quiet stopping of the engine. Well, those of you who are following me on this particular series will learn with me as we go. Alright? So now that we're finished here, we're going to go inside the mighty tractor and go and dump our stuff. No, of course not. Sorry, I wasn't thinking. Not that hard anyway. So let's go around here. Yup. There we go. And let me see if I can... What's that one? Yes. So now we can go and check our little board down here. No, I'm just going to turn off the multi-display here. And as you can see, we have now sunflowers, 10,195 liters. We can have 100,000. We're not going to get that. We're going to get a lot of, well, some corn at least. And now we're going to park this tractor at the next field. Hi, and welcome back. I just wanted to show you one thing. I have enabled the GPS mod, as you can see. I'm not touching the wheel, I don't think. Yeah, I can do it, but... And I can actually control it. But when I turn it on, it will enable me to automatically make it steer the wheel automatically. So right now I am not touching my steering wheel. It is completely the GPS mod that has taken over. As you can see, it is following the green line around, or is it? Yeah, it is. So it might be a bit off, but it's trying to follow the green line to the best it can. I have set the width of my machine to 3 meters, which is what I have, and I figured that a little bit annoying sound you hear there. See, now it turns off the automatic control. That annoying sound you are hearing is the GPS mod telling me that I'm getting at the end of the field. Also, while you were gone, I went and bought a second tipper of the same kind, because I think it will enable me to, well, to be honest, to keep a lot more harvest on a simple run. I'm not sure I can get this entire field in one run, but I'll try to get it here. So this is the second tipper, and I found fortunately that they can interconnect. It didn't say it specifically in the instructions when I bought it, but they can. Hello and welcome back. I trust you had a good coffee break. You used a couple of hours, so it must have been good. Hopefully you are ready to do the rest of the leg here with me. Well, now the harvester driving itself. not entirely, but I got a great deal of help. Now you also see the reason why I run the fields as I do, from side to side, inwards, instead of going from one side to the other. As you can see here, you need a lot of turn radius, and I actually need to turn a great deal, in this case, to the left before I turn around to the right. With the tractor, it's particularly when I'm using a wide tool, it's not so problematic, because, well, obviously I can have it all there. As it's wide and the turn radius of the tractor is, it's okay. I can get it like it is. Also, as you can see down the corner, I'm going to show you with the mouse here. Oh, I'm not. No, I'm not. But as you can see down in the corner on my where the GPS tool is, you can see that I increased the width to 3.3 meters, and I actually found that that works pretty good. Pretty good. Alright, I think I can do the last leg myself without any help. This video is recorded with 10 decibels. The previous video was recorded with 20 decibels, and as you can hopefully hear, I'm scratching a lot on the sound, or it sounds like I'm yelling on that video. And on this video it might be too little. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm going to sort of experiment with getting the right volume setting, but that's it. I am experimenting. So on one video it might seem extremely loud. On one video it might seem very oh Christ. Sorry, that was Siri who wanted to join the party. So let's just park it here. I didn't turn off the lights. Alright, so let's go fetch the combine harvester. Yeah, so what I'm trying to say is that all these videos I'm recording right now on the new operating system, it's going to be a work in progress, pretty much. Alright, so I'm just going to do a little, I think, hopefully intelligent work here, because I know that in the next session of harvesting we are going to use, yeah, nicely done, Michael, hitting the pole. I don't have certificate. What the fuck? Oh, I know. Shall we guess? Maybe I should take that in as well. The what's it called? Pipe? Yeah. Maybe I should stick the pipe in. Yeah, that was more like it. Alright, so now we are going to put that next to this one in some sense. So one thing that I would actually like to know, and if anyone of you watching my videos are farmers, then please do tell me, because I'm very curious as to why it is that you have to unfold, you have to open that little lid. I can probably jump on the maybe I can jump on the harvester and show you the lid, because like I told you in my first video, he's really He's all-terrain going, this guy here. So you have the lid here, this lid here. And like I said, if any of you actually use combine harvesters in real life, I would really like to know why you unfold it. Is it because you need to... I could imagine that if you didn't unfold it, when you are harvesting, you get a lot of dust and things going around inside the harvester. And so if you don't... I'm just going to... like that. Put the straw down, let's see... yeah, like that. So we got corn, 55,497. So we could almost do one more harvest like this, but we're going to get a lot of wheat and a lot of barley. Alright, so there was one thing that I mentioned that I never got around to, so let's just get that done right now. So if I go into the menu here, you can see my settings here. I'm not going to be here very much, so you can just pause it and look it over. These are the settings that I have. And also here, if you want to try to recreate what I'm doing. Yeah, alright. So the animal part here. So sheep, I'm not sure I'm going to do sheep. So what else? They need water, hay and grass. So that's hay or grass. So that's pretty easy. Pigs, they need water, straw, corn, wheat or barley, canola, sunflower or soybeans, potatoes, sugar beets, potatoes or sugar beets. So I probably won't do pigs to start. Maybe I will, because I'm just going to take the potatoes and sugar beets out of it. So I won't get 100% productivity. But yeah. So cows, they need water, straw, grass. I can do that. They need silage or hay. That is what I've done now. So I could actually do without silage, but in the power food you need both straw, grass and silage. So this is the power food here. So you can the food mixture: 20% grass, 50% base food, silage or hay, and 30% power food. So yeah. But when you mix, and I'm going to make another video about that, when you mix the power food using this machine, you can see how much it is. But I seem to remember that it was, I think it's 2 hay, 1 silage and 1 grass, but I'm not particularly sure. I can't carry it, but if I took a forklift and got it down, it would probably say silage. So I already have silage here. I could sell it, or yeah. But that's the work for today. It's 14:04. You're off. I'm off. I'm going to get a bit to eat and get a nap. And then I will see you the next time. I will give you a call when you need it. Have a nice day, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.